Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another edition of Forgotten Fridays. Now, this week's going to be a little bit different. This is not exactly a movie that has been forgotten, but it's more or less a movie that has been forgotten by me. This week, I chose to take a look at House of Thousand Corpses. Now, House of a Thousand Corpses is a 2003 film which runs approximately 89 minutes and is directed by Rob Zombie. Now, of course, he's responsible for 31, Halloween, Parts 1 and 2, the remakes, Lords of Salem, Devil's Rejects, and a cartoon which I do own but haven't really watched yet. I've heard good things about it. It's the Exciting World of El Superbeasto or something like that. This stars Sid Haig as Captain Spaulding, Bill Moseley as Otis, and Sherry Moon as Baby, because I believe it was before they were married. Now, what I mean by this has been forgotten by me. I did bring it out to do my 10 films of the 2000s. Yeah, and this made 2003. And I figured it was as good a time as any to sit back and revisit it. It has been years, literally years, since I've seen this film. It's been sitting in my collection. I'm sure the dust is probably still on the top of it. Now, originally, I had changed the case on this, but I had bought this, I guess shortly after it came out. Of course, this was in the Blockbuster days, where, when they were finished with a new release, they would put them on sale, which is where I used to get a lot of my films back then. But that's pretty much how long I've had this film. And I think I may have watched it once or twice in the time that I've had it. Now, I was listening to the Blood Spatter Trio, and they were talking about Rob Zombie's films, and to be honest, it wasn't just that. And talking with my friend Joe the Horror Man, there was a few times I had said that I've been wanting to revisit this, and just never really got the chance because I'm constantly making videos and watching, trying to watch new things. But, this has basically been forgotten by me. I do remember liking the film. I do remember that Rainn Wilson from The Office was in the film, and I remember liking his character, thinking he was good for the film. But other than that, I didn't really remember much about it. So, here are my thoughts. I actually just got done watching it, and while it's still fresh in my head, I have a lot to say on this one. Now, a lot of the conversations that come up about Rob Zombie, from my friends like Bronco Juggalo, and of course Sean Urshan, and Dave, everybody talks about how they're kind of tired of his films because of the kind of the trailer trash quality of them. And I'll be honest with you, this does have that aspect of it. I think, does it bother me? Sometimes, but not really. For years, I've watched The Devil's Rejects a lot more than this one because I watched it when it came out. Of course, I bought it, watched it several times since, and it's one of those things that every time it comes on cable, I just can't turn it off. It is a better film than this, overall. But it's a very different film than this, overall. This, to me, after watching it yesterday, was basically a love letter to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a slew of other movies. And I'm not sure what the budget was on this one. I'm not sure if he had a contract to do more films after this one. But it seemed like there was just too much shoved into one film. All good ideas. I mean, I'm not disputing that. There were a lot of good ideas in this movie, a ton of them. But it almost seemed like, well, this is what I got out of it anyway. Like, this is my one shot to make a horror movie because I love the horror genre. I'm going to shove everything I can in it to make it as scary as possible in case I don't get another chance. And I understand that. I get that. I can't say that if I was making a film, I would have done it any different. But it is very jam-packed with a lot of different ideas. Did I like the film? Yes, I did. I thought for a first film that he did a wonderful job, and I do understand why it is loved as much as it is. I mean, I rented it at Blockbuster, and I guess I felt the need to go out and buy it. It's been so long that I don't actually remember. I do remember when and where I got it, but I don't exactly remember my mindset at the time. But yeah, this is a forgotten classic by me, and it's a really darn good film. I'm actually glad I revisited it, and it basically breaks down like this. I like Rob Zombie's work. I do like this film. I love The Devil's Rejects. I really like 31. I actually don't even mind The Lords of Salem. The only film I'm not really a big fan of his is Halloween 2, but I've pretty much stated that every time I've talked about it. I liked it when I saw it in the movie theaters. That's why I swear that I saw a different film. But I don't know. Maybe it was just at the time, seeing Michael Myers back. I don't know. But I don't know. This has a really odd quality about it, but I really, really enjoyed it. If I have one critique on the film, I wish he wouldn't have thrown everything in the kitchen sink in the film. But as I explained before, I do kind of get it. Yeah, so this is like a different type of Forgotten Fridays. This is Forgotten Fridays by me. Something that I've been wanting to revisit for a long time and kind of talk about it a little bit. Like I said, I've always liked this film. I mean, obviously, in order to buy it, I was very picky on films back then. But yeah, it's a different watch, and I'm glad I took the time to revisit it. So, what do you guys think as far as how Rob Zombie handled this film and his films in general? Definitely comment below and let me know. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.